Hello everybody. Hi, welcome back to the podcast. My room is an absolute tip at the minute, so apologies for that if you're watching. If you're just listening to the audio, then there's no issues. I could have just said nothing and you would have thought, wow, what a tidy individual. Sorry, I'm being very rude and just being on my iPad. I missed last week's episode because I'm a silly Billy and I'm not very good at keeping on any sort of schedule. So I've decided to combine these two songs into one and to become one, and have decided to do that is I'm going to set a 15-minute timer and I'm going to just chat about the song for 15 minutes, then do the poem, and then chat for 15 minutes and then do the poem. I think that would be a good idea. First song is a song that I like to call the jumper song. This is one of the more explicit songs on the album. I use some very naughty words in the chorus of this one. And I think it's also kind of the most personal, I guess. You know how a few weeks ago I was talking about how I like to get stuck in the same cycles with people. Also, sorry, I just need to address the fact that I am a greasy, disgusting, dishevelled mess today as well. I had to go to A&E at like 3 in the morning. No, that's a lie. I had to go to A&E at like 6 in the morning this morning, and then I got back and just like slept for like 3 hours when I got home. So I'm very tired and very groggy right now, and I'm very greasy and I need a shower, and I'm just wearing my pajamas. So we're having a great time. Yeah, so this song is kind of one of my more personal ones. They're all very personal, but this one is like, eek. A lot of people listen to it and I kind of forget what the lyrics are like, and then people are like, oh, are you okay? Is any of this audio actually picking up? Oh, yes, okay. People listen to the lyrics and they're like, Jesus Christ, are you alright? And I'm like, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, so basically this song is about, I used to have a best friend, and me and this friend were very close, and yeah, we were just like, we knew everything about each other. Like we were sort of, I don't know, we were very, very close. There was a point where that friendship changed into something more than friendship, and then things started becoming a bit dodgy, because I'd kind of seen the way that this person sort of responded to like women and stuff, and I didn't really like that about him. But then I went from like his friend to a woman that he was seeing, and it sort of, I saw that shift in his perception of me, and it was a bit like, oh, this isn't very nice. And it got into like very unhealthy, like weird, he was very pushing away, I was very, no, please don't push me away kind of things. And this song is about the fact that it was his birthday, and I'm really bad at birthday presents. I'm just terrible at them. Like I know for a fact I'm not good at buying for people. I wish that it was one of the things I was good at, because I do love it when people get a present that I'm like, oh my god, you thought about this really a lot. And like, even when I think about things, usually they don't end up coming out right. I knew this person so well that I got them a birthday present, and I think it was a really good one and a nice thing that they'd asked for this very specific, like they'd asked for like a very specific jumper one time, and I remembered it and I got it for them, and anyway, they were very grateful and like really liked it and whatever. And then about 2 months after this, we were no longer friends or seeing each other. And I noticed, I mean, in the song I say Tinder, but it wasn't Tinder. It was, I saw that he'd like changed his Instagram profile picture to a photo of him wearing this jumper. And I was like, I know it sounds very trivial and weird, but like getting someone a present where it sort of shows that you know this person so much, to the point where they're wearing it very frequently, and like to the point where they change it to their like profile picture. It's like, I knew you really, really well, and now we don't even talk anymore. Like I actively don't like you, and I'm not going to speak to you again. It's so weird. It's such a weird feeling, because it's like, how can we still be so, I don't know, like intertwined with each other's lives, but we don't talk anymore? It's so horrible. I hate not talking to people and being in like awkward situations with people, but I've found myself in that position quite a few times, and it's It's really horrible. So this song, it sort of reflects that feeling of like, we were best friends and now we're not anything anymore. That's what that song is sort of about. One of the things that I'm quite proud of though, because I was talking a few weeks ago about how I tend to get stuck in cycles and like, you know, I find someone and I'm obsessed with them and I get stuck in these like destructive cycles, I guess. This is the one cycle that I've managed to not stay in, which is great. There are so many people who, like, if they came back into my lives, I would fold immediately. But this person isn't one of those people because I know how much how much it hurt to be in a friendship with them and for them to not really respect me at all. So yeah, that's the fun story behind this song. This episode really isn't very planned. The other ones I had like lists of things to talk about, but I don't have any of that today. Like my sleep schedule today has been so bizarre. I went to bed at like 1:30, woke up at 3, then woke up at 6, was awake from 6 to 9:30, and then asleep from 9:30 to 1. My brain is so jumbled. I'm really excited for this album to come out, but I'm also equally quite nervous because all of the situations that I'm talking about in the album are real things that have happened to me. They're all very personal. It's bizarre that like just everyone's going to be able to have access to that, you know? Like even the people who I'm writing about are going to be able to listen to the songs that I've written about them properly. I mean, to be fair, they can do that anyway. I used to get my ex to play bass on all of my songs. That was a mean thing that I did. All of the songs that I wrote about him, we became friends again for like a few months. And in that time I was looking for a band and I got him to be in my band and he played all of these horrible songs about himself. And he just, I mean, obviously he knew that they were about him, but like in hindsight, that was a very like dodgy thing for me to have done. I've been going to uni and doing all of that stuff. And I feel like I'm not actually doing any uni work this term, which is really bad. We've got a new timetable, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it's bizarre. Like, I don't think I like it because I don't know what day it is ever. And I'm going into my 4th week tomorrow of uni out of 10. And I've done nothing. I've done no work. And last term, at this point, I'd done some work and I was really stressed when I was handing everything in. But I've done nothing. So that'll be really fun. I've been filming stuff, to be fair. And this is technically part of my uni work, but I've just not been writing any of it down, which is not ideal. But I couldn't tell you what day. Like, I'm so lost. My perception of time is completely skewed. In first year, our timetable was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then the next year it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then this term it's just messing with my head. I can't deal with it. And the 9 o'clock Monday lesson is hell, I think. And that's it. It's just 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock. And then I'm done until Wednesday. Can't be dealing with that. Cannot be dealing with that. Yesterday I made a chili with Josie. That was excellent. It was actually like one of the best chilies I've made, I think. And then we sat and watched Broadchurch. Broadchurch is a 10 out of 10 TV show. It's got everyone in it. If you've ever watched Doctor Who, just watch Broadchurch as well. And it's like Doctor Who 2.0, but without the aliens, which actually makes it sound a lot worse. But I love David Tennant so much. He's a beautiful man. We watched like basically the whole season 2 yesterday, eating this chili, and we made nachos as well. Oh, it was just an excellent evening yesterday. But yeah, David Tennant was there and we were making nachos and he was crying on the TV and I almost cried because everything that David Tennant does makes me cry. One of my favourite things was when in the bit where David Tennant is the Doctor and he's like not got a companion and you don't really know when he's going to not be the Doctor anymore. There was a time period where I was watching it with Willow, my sister, and every single episode, at the end of the episode, she'd cry in anticipation of him not being the Doctor anymore. One thing that I find crazy is that, like, Donna and the Doctor are my favourite duo, but, like, she's hardly got any episodes, and one of the episodes is Midnight, which Donna isn't even in. That's wild to me. How many episodes is Donna even in? It feels like she's in loads of them, but it is just one season. How have I ended up talking about Doctor Who? I don't know. I don't understand why they've got Rose Tyler back to be the Doctor. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why is she? What's happening? Because then that's really, like, I know that they're different people every time they're a new Doctor, but, like, the fact that they had that weird romance doesn't make any sense. Does it make sense to you? I don't know at all. Oh, we've got 20 seconds left until I'm going to read you a poem. Oh, isn't this exciting? Isn't this the most excited you've ever been for anything in your entire life ever? It's not. Well, shut up then. Ooh, excellent. This is a poem called Guilty. Guilt congeals at the back of my throat. The build-up is rotten. People will smell the decay when I open my mouth. It will follow me eternally, until I finally reveal my true self. But that won't happen, not naturally. I'll make excuses for myself and paint a portrait of innocence, a reminder of my childlike naivety, a pretense that I will maintain until the guilt crawls its way out. Only he's seen me at my rawest, at my most selfish. Maybe that's why I clung on. Maybe that's why I felt as though it was more than what it was. Because he saw all of the ugly and he still wanted me. For my body, but he wanted me. That's all I was. A body. He saw my insides and stripped me of my autonomy so he could justify our actions. He removed my personality so that he could fuck me without remorse. I realise now that he was the only person who's ever known me, and he had to ignore me so that I would remain desirable. As my flesh decays and my face sinks in, the guilt still lingers in the back of my throat. Will I ever be free of my actions? Will anyone see me again? Another 15-minute timer. Let's go. The next song on the album is a really happy title. It's called Hate Myself. This is a song that I wrote a year and a half ago, I think. And it was basically, I had come to the conclusion that over the course of my time at university, I had been pushing people away significantly, and it was because I was really upset. I had quite a rocky first year of university. Lots of things were changing. I think lots of people do. I think if you're going into university, expect things to change in that first year. Expect to not have the best time. It gets so much better once you become a bit more comfortable. I think that change is very good and very needed, but it's hard. I started uni and immediately my relationship of a year and a half ended, and then my whole friend group collapsed basically by Christmas. And then that's when all of the vicious cycles started with a bunch of people. It wasn't a nice time for me to begin with, but it's great now. I'm having a wonderful time. I was struggling quite a lot, and it was when I properly noticed the walls that I put up when I'm feeling sad is that I will push people away, and I think it's because I need other people around me to feel happy, and so it's sort of like a self-sabotaging kind of thing. I'm very much an extrovert. I love being around people. I love having friends and having a friend group and being in a place with other people. So if I'm upset and I'm feeling a little bit self-destructive, I'll then just push people away. And there are some instances where that's really, really bad and really negative. There are some instances where that is actually the healthiest thing for me to have done, because I'm pushing away the people who are they're not causing the issues, but they're sort of allowing me to be self-destructive, last year I broke up with my ex, and then we started being friends again over the Christmas, and it was so nice, and it was such a lovely friendship, and I have so many treasured memories from that time in my life. But I'm also aware that I behaved very toxically in that situation, because there were feelings still there that I wasn't addressing, and he was moving on as he should have, and I wasn't. And I can hold my hands up and say, yeah, that was on me. I was not in a very good mindset at that point. Yeah, it was but then sort of almost subconsciously, I just started doing things that I knew were going to be unforgivable in his mind, so that he'd have to not be friends with me and he'd have to cut me off. And yeah, at the time I didn't even really realise that's what I was doing. I just thought, oh my God, I'm such a bad person. This is awful. Why am I doing this? But then after reflecting on it and writing these songs, this is what's really helpful about this sort of process, is that writing songs is a really good outlet for me. I love being able to express myself in songwriting, and quite a lot of the time I write these songs before actually understanding my own emotion, and then I figure it out through the lyrics and stuff. And this is one of those songs that I kind of did that with. Basically, I self-sabotaged so much that I lost quite a key friend group. It left quite a big hole in my life for a bit, and it made me feel like quite a bad person as well. luckily I'm feeling a lot better now and a lot happier and a lot healthier as well. And the chorus is like, love me, praise me, and I'll ruin your life in a night. Feed me all your attention, heart and dedication. I'll bulldoze through your interventions till you hate me like I hate myself. And I think that chorus, like, it just perfectly sums up everything that I was feeling like that year and a half ago. I just felt like I was pushing everyone away so that I would be justified in hating my actions because other people were hating my actions. So many times in my life I've done something and I've told my friends about it, and rightly so, they've like been like, no, it's fine, like you didn't do this, you did that, and that like, and it have been like, my actions have been justified to me, which I appreciate because I quite a lot of the time do blame myself for things that I haven't done, so it's very helpful. But sometimes I need someone to be like, no, Lily, you've done a bad thing here, and to just kind of sit in that. And so when someone who I was so close to just completely cuts me out of their life, it gave me the justification that I was a bad person and I was okay to hate myself, you know, which obviously is not healthy at all. But I think it turned out to be the healthiest option for me in the long term, which is nice. I wrote this song and I really like it. It's one of my favourites that I've written. It also touches on, like, again, very personal things in my life, and like it opens with like quite a visceral image of kind of self-harm, and like talking about, like, as I was discussing in the previous episode of the podcast, like how I feel, because I'm quite introvert, I'm quite shy when it comes to meeting new people, and I feel like I kind of need to build my personality up with alcohol when I'm in a new setting and around new people. So like one of the lyrics is, my personality is defective when I'm not getting drunk, but then my personality is very defective when I am drunk. So it's like towing that line. I also really enjoy this lyric, the I'll string you along for the evening, then write you in thousands of songs. All of these people that I've written about, it's almost like I'm going through the motions with them so that I can then create something about them afterwards. It's like, yeah, I'll go out with you because you're a bit of trouble and like you'll probably hurt me a bit, so then I get to write a song about how you've ruined my life and that kind of thing. Obviously that's not the case, but like it's sometimes that's how it feels. It's like, how have I got myself in this situation again with another terrible person? And everything is always like the extreme when I'm telling people about things. It's like, this is the worst man, he's evil, when in reality everyone is just human. That we're all just human and we're all making mistakes. We're all learning and growing and, you know, trying to get better. That doesn't mean that any of my songs are inaccurate, because all of my songs are amazing and you should listen to all of them when the album comes out. Please listen to all of them when the album comes out. I quite like the second verse as well. Eyes dry as I stare at the ceiling, clock ticks, my heart's in triple time. My head won't stop, but I still can't cry. I'm numb and overwhelmed at the same time. It's like, I like that my head won't stop, but I still can't cry line. It's like, I'm so upset, and I have been for so long, and my head is racing and racing and racing, and I'm lying in bed, and it's just like, I'm just doing these like performative sobs. You know when like you're a little kid and like you're trying to cry because like you want attention or something. It's like I'm so upset and I'm so tired and I just want to go to bed, and I'm just like, I know that I'll get an emotional release if I cry, but I just can't. And it's like, I'm just trying and I can't. I'm just staring at the ceiling and just waiting for the morning to happen so that I can then wake up and everything be fine. It's a bit of a sad song. Most of my songs are a bit of a sad song. I promise that the next episode of the podcast will be significantly more upbeat. Yeah, next podcast episode is Shelium. Shelium's an excellent, happy song. Writing songs for me is such a nice, like, emotional release. It makes me feel so much better once I've written a song. I was looking back through a bunch of my old notebooks and stuff that I've written in, and it's so funny, like, I wrote about how I was feeling before I felt it, almost. Like, it was like I knew what I was gonna feel. Yeah, I'd be writing stuff and be like, oh, this is such a fun song, I don't even know what this is about, ha 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 ha. And then I'll look back at that time in my life and it's like, yeah, no, Lily, you were going through that at that point, but you just hadn't realised it yet. I had some counselling through uni after everything had happened, and it's so funny having that and then looking back at all the songs that I wrote over that time period and being like, wow, yeah, you unpacked all of that in therapy, but you unpacked it all as it was happening, as you were writing these songs. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm writing songs now for like just the fun of it. Yeah, it's already happening. Like I wrote a song like 3 months ago, and now the things that I've written about are coming to fruition, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, Lily. Just stop writing songs about bad. Maybe write about like getting £1 million. That'd be great. Write about your album doing really well. My time is almost up, and I'm going to read you my poem now. I hope you enjoy. We need to wait for the blue, 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 blue. It's going to be so exciting when it happens. Oh my God. When's the time I'm going to finish? It's going to happen anytime now. How long is 30 seconds? It was literally on 30 seconds when this isn't. Oh yeah. This is a poem called Clawing. I need you to love me. I'll claw my way back into your life and cling on until you do. I need you to be there. I'll tear myself apart, contort my body unnaturally until you look in my direction. I need you to need me. I'll do everything in my power to fix you until you get bored of my attempts to mould you. I need you. Forever. I can't lose anyone else. I hold on to people who hurt me because the idea of being disliked hurts more. I latch onto them and beg for attention until I'm so emotionally drained I don't have the mental capacity for relationships that actually mean something. I hurt people with my own self-destruction because the only way I know how I can hurt myself is to push people away. Because I need you to love me. Because I don't love me anymore. So I claw my way back into your life, and then I hurt you until you hate me, so I can be justified in hating myself. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Bye bye.